Morning, everybody. We're down here at the park today with our 1937 Chevy Suburban that we've built. I originally bought the truck, in 1984 from my uncle who collected 37 Chevys. He was born in 37. And so he showed me this and I then just fell in love with it. It's a very rare truck. Never very many of them made. And I've heard that half of them that were made went straight to South America, so that didn't leave very many in the United States, even back in 37. And I only know of 5 others right now that I've actually seen in the United States. So again, it's a very rare truck. It's very comfortable. It's fun to drive. It's a stock frame. It's been boxed in the front. It's got a Mustang 2 style Heights front end. It's got a boxed rear end, or frame rails, and the rear end is out of a 60 series Nova. The middle of the frame was left unboxed so that the big vehicle can flex and move as it goes down the road. All the sheet metal on the truck is original sheet metal, except for the right rear fender. The whole right side of the truck was in an accident at one point in its life. The front fender had a split that went up. That was all welded up and fixed. The running board had a big wow in the middle of it, and I took another running board and just spliced the piece in. But the rear fender was pancaked pretty hard, and so found a new one. And when the guy sent it to me, he told me, he says, "You're gonna love this fender." So I said, okay, whatever, it's probably gonna be spendy. But when it arrived at my house, I unboxed it, and it still had a NOS, new old stock sticker on top of the fender. It was brand new fender. So the grill is an aftermarket fender. And it's all been replaced. I hand built the bumpers. The bumper guards are original styled bumperettes. The bumpers that were on here looked like they had been in an accident. They were, just bent up and just horrible looking. And so I took the little bumperettes down to the metal store and held them up to a metal tube to find the correct contour, and then just cut slats out of that metal tube and built the bumpers. Headlights are stock buckets. They're aftermarket headlights with the internal turn signals. When I bought the truck from my uncle, I told him I'm not gonna do anything weird with the body. I'm not gonna chop it. I'm not gonna do anything like that that takes away from the beauty of the truck. And so we haven't done that, except for the hood, which still looks all original, still has original handles, but it opens differently now, and I'll open that here in a minute when we get back to it. Still has the same driver's side mirror arm. We've replaced the arms, redone those. It's got Stockton wheels, metal wheels with original style hubcaps. The only other thing we did with the body was put the gas cap in the fender. It has different tail lights. I didn't like the single tail light that the Chevys originally had, and so we replaced those. It has the clamshell style rear tailgate. They came with 2 different options, clamshell or the barn doors. The clamshell obviously opens this direction. Tailgate folds down. The barn door opened like a set of barn doors. So this piece, the upper piece, is all original metal. It was in perfect shape. We put different struts on it to help it go up and down. The tailgate was completely rebuilt. It was just demolished. The metal was just barely hanging together. So it's a completely rebuilt tailgate with the original hinges. Original rear windows, or well, the frames anyway. We had them chromed and redone. And same with the rear bumper. We built the rear bumper just like I did the front bumper. It's got a backup camera just above the license plate there. The paint is, it was a funny story because I originally wanted it to be all purple, and then I seen a 37 pickup that was all purple and I didn't like it, but I already had the wheels painted, and so I was like, okay, now what do I do? So gloss black is always classy, and so we decided we'd split the paint, do the lower half gloss black, the upper half is a Mercedes color. It's a champagne. It was done in, I think, 10, 11, something like that. We started the build in 2008 and it went to 2012. It took 4 years to complete the truck. And then the purple is just called Plum Crazy Mopar Purple. I just think it ties the truck together well. I don't like solid colored vehicles. I like to break it up a little bit. All original door handles. Original opening that just slides and you open the door. All original window cranks. They've all been re-chromed. The window cranks are now actually electric switches. Push it down for the window to go down, just lift it up to go up. They don't crank anymore. And that's for the door cranks. It's for the side window cranks. The cranks in the back actually still work. They are still hand cranks. We couldn't do electric windows in the back because the window only goes down about halfway. I guess that was an early childhood safety with glass. The front seats are out. I don't remember what they're out of, but we chopped them down anyway. Took the headrest off, but they're real comfortable for cruising down the road. The back seat is actually out of a little Dodge Dakota pickup. And then it's all done in marine grade vinyl with suede inserts. The headliner was all, a chore to have it all match, but it, came out just perfect. It still has original wood in the window frames. The windows were perfect, the wood was. So we kept that all, retained all that wood. It's just got just regular black carpet, nothing special there. The dash has had a whole lot of work done to it. It's got vintage air AC, which my wife hates because the vent blows right on her and it gets cold. So, but in adding the vintage air, I didn't want to see a big unit hanging below the dash. And so the glove box and the gauge cluster were taken out and the dash lengthened, and then both of them repositioned. Anybody that sees it wouldn't know any difference. It looks just like stock, other than being a little bit longer. The windshield crank is the original windshield crank, re-chromed. It doesn't work anymore. I didn't want it to have the window be open and closing, because as soon as you open and close them once or twice, it breaks that seal, and they never sealed really well after that. So we just, glued the windshield in and left it. But it all looks, the gauges are still stock gauges. They were redone to make them for electric, and the gas pedal, brake pedal, emergency brake, and then we built the console in the center, and that controls the stereo that is hidden under the rear seat, and speakers front and very rear of the vehicle. It's got a little box for storage. The two switches in the center are for the two middle windows. Doors closed just perfect on it. It has a rear backup camera. Monitor is above the windshield, where a rear view mirror, I guess, would be. We put dual windshield wipers motors on it. It really just had the one driver's side, but I went ahead and put both. I've never used them. I used them one time. I thought, I don't need these. We don't take it out that often in the rain anyway, unless we get caught in the rain. And then it's rain-exed anyway, so it's perfect there. So let me open the hood for you here. There's a handle under the dash that you just pop it. This is the original hood ornament, and then the piece down the center, we just made that from a piece of trim after we welded the hood sides together, because it used to open, like a stock one would. So this is the only major change to the truck. Firewall was completely redone. That's my old wheelbarrow, so I don't have to garden anymore, because my wheelbarrow's back there. Cut it and fit it into the space. This is a Ramjet 350 crate motor, right straight from GM Performance, and the motor has been awesome in this. It just performs perfectly. 70 mile an hour down the freeway, and it's just purring along. It's got a 700 R4 transmission, overdrive, and power steering, power brakes. Again, the AC, vintage air AC. The motor fits in here pretty well. The side panels will come off if you need to. I never have needed to, so it works so well. We just built just a basic hood stand, pocketed in the hood hinges, just kind of made it a nice looking functional truck, and it's just a joy to drive. So we'll close this back up so you can get a look at it again, and we're closed. The vent in the cowl doesn't open anymore. Again, they just leak when you have them, so they open and close. I would rather have it just be closed and just look original. The history on the truck is pretty exceptional. We traced it back to a hospital in Denver, Colorado. When I was tearing the truck apart in the garage, my wife was sitting on a stool in the back, and she seen between the body line right here some lettering. And so in the pictures that are online, you can see it says Bethesda Sanatorium. And so we researched the history of it through the hospital, and found out all about that the truck originally was bought by them, brought out to the hospital, and they used it to run from the hospital down to Denver. At that time, the hospital was about 2 miles out of town, so they ran down there to get supplies or pick up people from the train station, whatever they needed to do, and they used this truck for that. after that, the truck was just stuck in a barn and forgotten. So my uncle got it. Now we have it. Just been enjoying it. So let's go for a ride. Again, the door's just shut perfectly on this. You can hear the electric fuel pump, maybe. So here we go. It's got just over 7,700 miles right now, 7,711. But we drive it off and on, not a whole lot, but it's been to a lot of shows. It's gotten quite a bit of people viewing it. We were at a show, and Dennis Gage from My Classic Car actually had it on his show. I believe, when was that, hon? 2014 or something, 16 maybe. You can find it online though. It's but yeah, he had it down there, and so it's just a joy to drive though. It's fun to get it out, and people always want to talk to you, and you know, we're always getting thumbs up from people as we're driving along and just having a fun time. Place to cruise and get it out and enjoy it. We're here in Washington State, and I don't know where you're from, but people in Washington State, I think, are the worst drivers in the United States. So I try to stay off highways and out of traffic as much as possible. Stay out of harm's way, if you will. We just get out, we just enjoy it through the park. We just take our time, just cruise along, and have a great time. Alright everybody, thanks for watching our video, and you can get a hold of Mike at Weeby Autos, and he'll be able to share this video and information about the truck. And appreciate you watching the video. If you have any questions, I'm always up for talking to people about it. And I love trucks and cars, and old vintage ones anyway. So I love talking about it. Hope you have a great day.